Hi everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to be back here with you guys tonight. First off, want to make a little apology about last week. I think I've mentioned before that I've been dealing with migraines since I was a kid, and when the weather changes, sometimes I have issues, and so I had to cancel last week because I was not doing well. I had like 3 days of migraines, so I've been going like this with them right now. So for all of you that deal with allergies and migraines and stuff, you get it. But I am sorry that I had to cancel. I do not enjoy having to cancel. We, a lot of times, if we do cancel, then when we come back, we'll do something completely different than what we had planned. But I was so excited about doing these lunchbox notes that we decided to just move that class over to tonight. So I'm so happy to be with you guys tonight. I see people are still coming in, so excited to see everybody coming back. I always worry when I do have to miss a week, I always worry that maybe you guys are going to forget about us and you won't come back or something. I'm one of those people. Tell me if, put your hand up if you feel this way. I've always been the person who's nervous if I'm going to throw a party, a gathering, or anything like that. Even if it's with my closest friends or even if it's my family, I always have this anxiety over whether or not anybody's actually going to show up. So if anybody else feels that, I kind of feel that a little bit every Thursday night. So I'm so happy when we do have some people tuning in. But anyway, yes, Sharon says that, yes, you do get migraines too. I'm so sorry. Oh, they are horrible, absolutely horrible. And I've been getting them since I was a kid. So for everybody who gets them, I'm so sorry. What?
I would like one time just not to have to show up but I live here, so I have to show up.
Alan says he would like one time to maybe not have to show up, but since he lives with me, he has to. By the way, I am, we are planning on going on next Thursday. I do want you to note that it will be tentative because Alan bought a motorcycle. Against his wife's better judgment. No matter how much I begged and pleaded, he bought the doggone thing anyway. And in an effort to make me feel better, he said he's not going to ride it on the road. He's just going to learn to race it. So I'm not sure that helped. But anyway, yeah, so his goal now is to visit different tracks around the country and to learn how to race those tracks. And his second time out in Alabama, it did not go his way. He met the pavement before he was planning on doing so. And so, then he got to call me and tell me that he was on his way to the hospital, at which point he didn't say before he told me that, "Don't worry, I'm okay." He just said, "I'm on my way to the hospital." And so now I get to get up nice and early tomorrow morning with him and drive him over to surgery. So he's having shoulder surgery to put his shoulder back together. So if all goes well, we will be back here Thursday night. And if by chance there are any issues, I will let you know. But we will plan on it. But yes, Alan knows how to calm a girl's anxieties. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm on the way to the hospital. That's a great way to start a conversation, isn't it?
Aren't you going to tell everybody what you said? Can't we just grow old together?
Is that what I said? Can't we? Apparently I said, can't we just grow old together? I'm going to grow old alone because he's going to take himself out. I married a speed demon, somebody who absolutely he's an adrenaline junkie. So anyway, all right, so you guys are not, thank you. Everybody is saying really nice things. Praying that your surgery goes well. Angel says I got your, 4 surgeries, shoulder surgeries. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Sharon says, I guess bike riders have to expect a wreck. Yeah, I just don't want him to have the thing. That was like the one stipulation when I married him was no motorcycles. And I think he thought that 20 plus years, somehow made that go away. I don't know. He's testing me to see if I'm going to stay with him.
You said I couldn't parachute.
Yeah. I said you couldn't parachute. You can't parachute. You can't Birdman suit. You can't motorcycle. But the motorcycle was the number one. Anyway, this is going to go on for a long time. So I'm gonna stop now because this isn't why we're here. So I am super excited to be playing with these little critters. Now, I call these lunchbox notes because when our son was little, I would stick little notes into his little lunch bag or his lunchbox periodically, just so it was I didn't do it every single day, but I would do it just here and there, so it was a little surprise for him when he would go to get his lunch on that day when he was in elementary school. And it was I just loved it, and I think it put a smile on his face to know that Mom was thinking about him. And so I thought, when we have these, the back to school critters, which I absolutely love so much. And I know we call them back to school critters, but it doesn't have to mean back to school for the season. It could just be back to school each day. So it's all really in how you think about it. But they're all little characters that are just, they're students, and they're just so, so cute. So I wanted to do something with these. Oh, Leslie says I used to do that too with the Hershey kids. How cute. Yay. I know, it's just a sweet thing. And then they open it up and they're so excited that Mom was thinking about them. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch the camera over. I'm going to grab my glasses and we're going to get started on this. Lori says that she used to write notes. Oh, used to leave funny notes on his bananas. Oh, how cute. Okay, so these are the back to school critters. Let's zoom in a little bit, Alan, so everybody can see. So these are the back to school critters. They are sold separately. You can also get them bundled together if you wanted the stamps and the dies both. If you've already got these, you can craft along with me today. That would be fun. As you can see, I have not used these yet. I haven't even opened them up. So I'm going to be doing some stamping and some coloring. I haven't colored in a while with you guys, so I thought it would be fun to do. And of course, on the back, we show them colored up, and we have 3 sentiments in here too. So I'm actually going to be making 3 little notes, and then of course with the dies we show them on the back. It's all mapped out so you can see which die goes with which stamp. Now we do have, because these are pocket pails, we also have the school bus and the school bus dies, so that if you wanted to make your little pocket pails with your little opening and closing doors and the windows that come out and everything. If you wanted little interactive cards, you could do so by combining them with that. Super, super cute. I'm not going to be using these today, though. I'm going to be focusing just on the little back to school critters. So true to form, I always pull in other things. So I did a little bit of prep, and in my prep, I decided to grab my double stitch scallop square and my double stitch scalloped circles. And as you can see, I've put these in my little folder here in my little pouch or pocket. They're on my Cling and Store. Okay, so they're on my Cling and Store insert here. I've got them labeled up here so that I know what is what. So here I've got my double stitch scallop square. Wow, my tongue is sticking to the back of my teeth today, and I can't talk. Oh, Alan, you're telling everybody what kind of motorcycle you got?
Carol said her husband's at Daytona Speed Week.
Oh, my gosh. Carol, you're not helping my cause.
I told you I wanted to meet him.
Carol, you're not helping me, man. I do think our hubbies are going to get along, though. We're going to have to meet up in Florida and just have a little vacation together. Okay, so here we go. Anyway, so together I put these, just so you understand why I did this. I want to explain it. So we have the double stitch scallop square. That's these 2 dies right here. But coordinating with those is the little square phrase dies. And you get 4 of those phrases in one set. So it's love you. This one says you've got this. You're the best. And then hi, friend. And then this is the double stitch scallop circle, 2 dies here, and then we've got the little circle phrase dies that are on the back here that say miss you, big hugs, hello, and with love. So I'm going to be using these today, so I pulled those out. And then I also, let's go ahead and zoom out. I wanted to have some colors, some paper, so I grabbed favorite things. And I chose to work with, I have these things, I got these on Amazon, and I like them just for kind of storing like the whole kit of my papers and everything. So I have everything in here. I just think they're kind of cute, and it stands up, which is nice. So in here I've got, I pulled out my 6x6 double-sided favorite things papers, and I used those. So you're going to see what I die cut already. I'm just going to put this aside. And you're going to see what I've prepped now. Let's go ahead and zoom back in. I'm going to show everybody what I prepped. And then we're going to get to stamping and coloring. Actually, I'm going to move some of this aside. I'm not going to show you what I prepped yet. I'm going to do my stamping first. So I'm backtracking on what I said because I want to make sure I get my stamping in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can you come here? I can't move my cart. It's caught on the rug.
Oh, that sounds like
Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. I got it caught on the rug. I've fallen and I can't move my cart. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to get my little mini Misty out. I'm going to set my dies aside. I'm just going to get my stamps out. And I'm going to grab, this is just some scrap paper that I have. This is, all of the white cardstock that I'm using is Nina Classic Crest Solar White 110-pound cardstock. So you can find that in our store if you don't already have it. I always like to use the 110-pound. It's a nice, good, thick, heavy cardstock. It works great with Copics, and that's what I'm going to be playing with today is Copics. So as you can see, this stamp set is brand new. Where is it? Here we go. Here's my ink. So I'm going to be stamping everything with my Raven Hybrid ink. I got to clean that off. But anyway, you can see this is brand new. I haven't used any of these yet. And so because I haven't even opened them, I haven't put them on their Kling & Store insert yet either because I haven't gotten this far. So I'm going to grab some of these little characters. I'm going to show you some of these on the back here real quick. So a couple of my favorites here. I absolutely love the little turtles because you guys have probably heard me mention already that it reminds me of Franklin, which was a Noggin character or a Nick Jr. character, a little show that my son used to love. So I think I'm going to do a variety of these characters. I love the little worm in the apple on the books. I want to do some of them where they're kind of sitting. This one that's a lot of brown in that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that one. I can color it any way I want, but I want to get a lot of color. So, and I also want to have characters that are facing left, facing right, maybe facing the front, and that have other colors in there with them. So I'm going to grab a bunch of these little characters and just start stamping them. But I don't know which ones I'm going to use. And, oh, this little guy is a little, what is he? He's a little mouse with an apple. So let's put him in there, if I can get him unstuck from my finger. This little bird, owl, I should say. I love this little guy here. He is running with his, looks like his little book bag or whatever it is, opened up. This little guy here is sitting with his homework. So let's just do a bunch of these. I need somebody facing right. I definitely want that little book bag. And I'm going to grab this one here. It's just the books. I need somebody else facing right. So I think I'm going to also stamp this little bear who's sitting down. Actually, you know what? He's facing forward. All right. I'm going to stamp a bunch of these and color a bunch of these. So let's get these other two and see who I can fit in where. Get this smaller one over here. And yeah, I'm going to stamp a bunch of these together, so I might have to stamp it a couple of times. If that doesn't work for me, then I will just kind of redo it. And that's okay. I've had to redo things before. I've gotten over it. It'll be all right. Okay. So get all of these in here. Ugh, I got to clean this. Messy. All right. So because they're brand new, I am going to rub over each one of them just to get any excess little chemicals or bits of polymer that might be loose, any little oils or anything from manufacturing, just to help stamp a little bit better. I do have my Stampendable right here with me, ready to go. I'm going to ink all of these in Raven. and see how we do. And it's possible that some in the center, because I'm stamping so many of these at one time, which I always tell everybody not to do, okay, so I'm going against my own advice, and I'm doing it because of time. We'll see how this goes. If it doesn't work, I'll redo it. If some of them in the middle don't stamp as well, then I'll just remove the ones from the side and restamp the ones in the middle. So there's always ways of fixing it. And we'll just see how we do. All right. Actually did pretty well. Just looks a little bit light. And that's probably because it was the first time that I'm stamping with these stamps. So we're going to do one more. And just go over it again. Hope that my paper is lined up right. That's always my fear when it moves, because it moved a little bit, and I'm hoping that when I did it initially, I pressed it into the corner properly. We'll find out. Okay. There you go. There you go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Telling you, if you don't have one, get one.
Who on
This is
slide doesn't
amazing.
have a dependable?
And I'll tell you too, here's something I will tell you. On Amazon and stuff, you may find some that will have the word Stampendable in like the title. If it does not say Stampendable on it and have our logo on it, it's not ours.
There was one that said Stampendable picture of it.
Yeah, Alan said on Amazon there was one where they had actually used a photograph from our website, but it wasn't actually our product. The reason I'm mentioning this is because we were very careful in our selection of this felted pad that's on the bottom. The thickness of it, you know, the density and everything, it makes a difference. So, you know, they're not expensive. They're really inexpensive. But it really is tried and true. I think it's probably the best one out there, and it's the first one. And we were very careful to make sure that we put out a really good quality for you guys. Oh, Emily says, a game changer. Thank you. Hello, Emily. Nice to see you. We've been messaging a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put these away. Sorry, you got to watch me do this, but if I don't do it, then I will forget. And then the next time I sit down,
You'll get her Thursday.
yep, I'll sit down to craft the next time, and then I'll have to put them all away. I don't want that to happen. What I should have done is cleaned all these with my cleaner first before I put them away. And I didn't do that. But we have some coloring to get to. We have other things to do. Okay, so I'm going to put this away for now. And let's see, this is the fun part. Where did that little sheet go? How many times do you lose the little sheet that goes on the top of it? I have no idea. Here it is. So you can, like, find it. Can you tell me where that little thing went? It's right
I
here.
can now.
It's right
Oh.
here.
Wow.
I can never find it.
I can see it from here.
I'll tell you, once I put these on my Klingon store, again, you know, talk about game changer. It's a game changer. First of all, I don't have to deal with this thing anymore, which is really, really nice. But it just makes it so easy to find all my stuff and to store it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my little stamped images aside. And I want to talk about, I'm not going to put them away yet. I'm just going to set everything aside. I want to talk about what I prepped. And the reason I wanted to stamp first is because this is a hybrid ink. It has a combination of properties. One of them is that it has a little bit of a longer drying time, and since I'm using Copics, I want to let this kind of dry for a few minutes while I show you what I prepped. Oh, Leslie says your laugh is infectious. I'm not is that me?
I hope not. I don't want to get infected.
With happiness and joy? I've been trying to infect you with that for years.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so let me show you what I did. So I told you I had my favorite things, and I told you already that I'm going to be using these. So when I thought about note cards, I thought these would be the perfect size because the diameter of this circle and of this square is 3.5 inches. So I thought these would be perfect for little 3-inch note cards. So here's what I did. I grabbed my Nina paper and I cut, if I can do this, three pieces to 3 inches by 6 inches, and then I just scored it at 3 inches and then folded it. So I have these really cute 3x3 little note cards, okay? So these are my note cards all ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and get my bone folder and give those a little press again because I opened them up for, you know, for storing them. There you go. So I'm going to set these aside. Sarah says hello from Ohio. Hi, Sarah in Ohio. Okay, so with my favorite things, paper, excuse me, I took my, this is, again, the double stitch scallop square. I cut it once from this really adorable little pink plaid, and then once from this little starry blue paper. And then I also cut it just in white. And if you can see in, you know, on the camera all the detail in that die. It's so, so pretty. It doesn't show up as well on the pattern paper. You can see that stitching a little bit, but the stitching's not as important here. Then I went ahead and I cut, because I wanted to start stacking these. How am I going to stack them? What am I going to do? So I started playing with it, and I thought I can put, let's say, the pink on top here. And then I thought that it would be really cute to have, what was I doing on here? My little square on top of it here. And this little square is the, whoops, it's the nested die that you see here. So it has that little bit of stitching. So this is what one card is going to look like. That's going to be set up that way. And we're going to put our little scene on the front of it. So I'm going to set that one aside just so I know what I'm doing with it. And then I thought the circle doesn't fit as well. All right, so the circle, even though it has a 3.5 inch diameter and the card is only 3 inches, but because it's a circle, it, you know, the corner's stuck out. So I thought, well, how do I make that circle stand out? Well, that was why I cut the square in blue, and then I'm going to put the little circle on top of it like that. And I thought that was really, really cute for another one of our, what are they called? Note cards. And then I'm actually going to pop up my little scene or sentiment on this little inner circle, which is cut from the nested circle here. So that's going to be number 2. So I have 1 and 2. And then for this last one, that was when I grabbed my little square die here and I lined everything up on my white cardstock. And then I grabbed the love you right here. And so when you line that up inside that square, all right, so this was lined up on a piece of paper. Let's say, let me grab a piece of paper, lined up like this. So I put my square down like this, and then I take the love you, or whichever one of those you want, and it lines up right in the center. And see how beautifully it fits right in the center here. And I taped it down, ran it through my die cutting machine, and then when it comes out, it looks like this, except it has the letters for love you in there. I popped those out. Now to make that love you really stand out, if I just put this on top of my white note card, that doesn't show up as well. So I used my little square again, and I cut it out of the blue because I had some blue left over. This was all done, by the way, from just like little pieces, some of it. I didn't even use full sheets of it. And when I put that behind there, now look what happens and how cute that is. So this is going to be my third note card. It's going to have just the color in the blue in the center, and then I'm going to add some little characters onto that. So I'm going to have these 3 little note cards, and I think they'll be super cute. So, and we will have sentiments on the others as well. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and put these dies back, and we're going to grab our little characters that we've stamped out, and I'm going to start coloring. Let me put this away so that I don't, oops, this is the front because my label's on the front. And I'm going to set this aside and grab my little characters. And now we're going to start playing with some color. So just to make it easy and fast, and I don't want to say the word thoughtless, I would say thought-free. I don't have to think as much. I decided to kind of go with the colors that are on the back of the packaging here. And so that's where all these little markers came from. Okay, so here's my markers. I will tell you which colors I'm using as I go, but this is them. I don't know, there's maybe, I don't know, 15 or so here. I seriously haven't counted them. But I'm just going to start coloring. I'm going to color from the top on down, and we're going to kind of go along with, you know, what we've got here in the picture. And I'm going to get a quick drink of water. And we're going to get rolling. So let's see. I'm going to grab my red markers. What have I got here? So here I've got R22, 24, and 27. Okay, let's see if I can get those in the camera. Oops, 22, 24, and 27. And I'm literally just going to start placing my color down. I am a little delicate when I color. So that was 22. Here's R24. And I'm just going to do a little bit darker, maybe from the bottom on up. Maybe up that side a bit. I like to go light to dark. That's how I usually color. Sometimes I go the other direction, but it's usually light to dark. There we go. 27. And then I'm going to darken this here just a tiny bit where I left it lighter, just to blend it in a bit. So there's one book. Let's get some yellow. What colors of yellow? Do I only have 2 markers in yellow? I guess I do. Put the red aside. So for the yellow, I've got Y15. You can use, you know, whatever, you know, yellows and reds you prefer, by the way, however you want to do it. So there's 15. And then Y35 is a little more of a golden. That's it. Now the blue that I chose is very similar in tone to this blue paper. I did look to the blue paper. I also looked to this pink and red in here to make sure I was getting a red and a blue that looked nice with them. So here I've got my blue. I'm going to start off with B21. In the picture, the blue is a little more of a blue-green. But I wanted something that matched my paper, so I just kind of went with that. Doesn't matter what these books say. I just want them to look like books. There we go. And then I need green. And I will use the same greens and same blues for everything so that all my colors are going to coordinate and match. So this is YG23. And then this one is YG17, which is a little bit darker. But I am going to blend that just a tiny little bit. Just going to come in and blend those colors together. And then I'm going to go back, and I'm looking at this picture here with a little bit of yellow. You can use either one. I'm using the 15 just on that book on the side. So that's done. Easy, easy, easy. So now we have these books here. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to put red on the bottom, only because we have, in the picture, it's two different blues, and this is like a blue-green, more like a turquoise, and then the blue, and I didn't grab those colors, so I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to put some red on the bottom, so I'm going to go with the same colors. So the R20, and then I'm going to put a little bit of red here on this book in the middle. Then we've got R24. Just to deepen that a tiny bit. And then R27. Just a little bit along the bottom, just to make it, give it a little bit of bend to it, so to speak, a little bit of curve. And then I'm going to go back to green, so YG23. And I'm only going to do this outer edge here because that is the pages of the book on the left there. And the pages of the book are not going to be green. So we want some YG27. I'm going to put some dark color toward the bottom here. And then I'm going to grab, this is my lightest color. Let me see if this is light enough. I might have to grab another one. Yeah, we'll go with that. This is E31, just go kind of light for the pages. And then I'm going to do the same thing on these pages over here. I could have gone lighter and it would have been fine. So now I'm going to go with the blue on the top book. Same colors once again. B21. Now this I'm hoping is really showing you, a lot of people will say, just by looking at the size of our little Pocket Pal stamps, they'll be like, oh my goodness, I couldn't color those, they're too small. Well, as you can see, because they're small, you don't have to put a lot of color on them. So it makes them super, super easy to color, actually. There you go. Now I'm going to get this little worm here back in that green again, so YG23. And I'm just going to leave him, I think, with that one. Maybe I'll go a little bit heavier here with YG17, just a little bit here as he's coming out of that apple. Now, of course, we have to make the apple red, right? Because that's like cute. So I've got R22 again. Color that whole apple. This one is like a golden apple, which I'm not doing. I like a red apple. So I am deviating just a little bit from the picture. There you go.
Linda's asking for a close-up for a second. Can you pick that up? Or
let's see. Yeah, hold on a minute. Yeah, Linda's asking for a close-up, a closer upper. But let me see. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have to switch the camera or what, but...
Yeah, well, no, it seems to be tracking. Lift it up. As long as you stay there. There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Yep, thank you.
Yep. Okay, let's see. Let's get this little guy here. Where is he in here? He's right here. He's got a red book, which I'm not sure I'm going to do, but we'll see. So we're going to do, we're going to call him Franklin, because that's who he is to me. I'm going to make Franklin green. So I'm going to get his little legs. He does have clothes on, so we didn't put a naked turtle in here. But I want to make sure I know where his clothes are. And that's another good reason to, take a look at the pictures that come with your stamp so you can see what's what. Sometimes it's hard to see exactly what goes, what colors go where. So I'm not doing a lot of layering of color, just single color on him, and it's just darling. Look how cute. And I'm going to go up to that next darker color and just put a little bit of shadow up in there, here and there, just so he has a little bit of depth. Not a lot. But it gives him a little bit of dimension that way. Okay. So it makes his face a little bit brighter. It just gives a little bit of shadow behind him. I'm going to keep his face nice and bright. So I'm going to go ahead, just like the picture, and we're going to put a golden cap on him. But we're going to mix that color just a tiny little bit with some brown. But first I'm going to get this gold laid down. A little bit in the back here. And then I'm going to bring a little bit, ooh, I'm not sure if this is the color I want. Let's see. Yep, I'm going to bring that in. So this is E13. That's what I'm going to use to kind of shadow that a little bit. Give a little bit of depth. It's just really cute. It's a nice complement to the color, to this golden yellow. So there you can see how that looks. Just a little bit of shadow on there. Okay. So you know what? I think I am going to do his book in the red after all. So first thing I'm going to do though is the pages in this E31. You can go lighter if you want, but I think that looks okay. Kind of like they've been around for a little while. Let's pull out our reds, same reds. So I've got R22. Get the spine of the book here. There you go. Just get all that down on there. Left one little spot there. R22. R24. Just little kind of shadowy areas. Pull up in here. This is going to help take it from that pink color of the R22 into a little more of a red. And then R27 is my darkest, so I use that more sparingly. And then to pull those colors together a little bit better, I'm going to come in with R22 just to blend. And now I've got my little book done. Okay, so there's my little book. So next up, we're going to work on his shell. And I've got some other brown colors in here. Let's see. What do I have? 35, 37. Ooh, I want to get into these. Sorry, I've got a little mix of colors here I got to grab. 13, 08, and 09. So we're going to see how those work. All right. So these are my E's, earth tones, so they're nice and, these are my browns. So E13, I'm going to get all the little areas here that I didn't color already. So this is going to be his shell. And this one, this color combination, it's not as beige. It gets into a little more of a kind of a caramel color. So here's E08. Let's pull these up. A little bit there. And then the darkest one is E09. That's really going to make this stand out. And I want to use this very sparingly. There we go. And I do want to blend a tiny little bit with that E13. Just a bit so that the colors come together. But I want to leave some of that E13 as well. without covering it all. There's a little white area in here. There we go. And so this is where I'm going to leave my little Franklin. Okay. So next up, I'm going to actually move over to my little bear here, and I'm going to use these same colors on the bear. But I'm going to try and keep it a little bit lighter so that we don't lose his features. Let's see, what colors did I grab in here? Okay. So I think I'm going to do this little R22, I'm going to first put on his nose and in his ears, so I don't accidentally put anything there. So it's a little bit pinky. I'm going to cover him in E13. I'm literally just going to cover him just to kind of get a base coat down. And try not to go back over the same areas more than once, because you'll darken them when you do that. And so I just want to get a single coat down. And make sure you look at your picture. This is his little arm over here because he's got a backpack on. So look at the picture that we give you so you can see what's what. Choose whatever colors you want to work with, but if you're not sure what some of the little things in the image are, always look at that colored picture that we give you. Okay, so there's that one. Now this is where things can go wrong real quick, because the next colors I'm going to use are going to be dark. So here's E08. I don't want him to get really dark. I may not even go up to 09. I'm just going to kind of bring some little bit of definition into him. A little bit up from his foot. Tiny little bit up here, under his chin, kind of on the back of his head a little bit. Just bring some of that in. Tiny little bit up in here, just for some definition. It doesn't have to be a lot. For his little neck. Okay. And now I'm going to go back to E13 and just blend that in a bit. Try and move your brush in the same direction that you've been doing, and just pull those colors through, and it'll help to smooth out the transition of color between the two and bring them together. Go. Leave some little highlights. So I just want to have a little bit of definition. Keep his little bits of his face, if you can, a little bit lighter. And we're just going to have, I'm not trying to make him look real. I just want to have some highlighted areas. And some other areas that are a little bit darker. And this adds a little bit of texture too. Yep, Alan's showing me the clock because I'm taking so long coloring, but we're probably going to end up going over time. Are people complaining?
No, I was hoping you were going to say, oh, I've got these pre-colored here.
Oh, no, I don't have anything pre-colored.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so, but this little bear, I just want to bring out some of those little darker areas again on him, just to redefine. On our little bear. So cute. He's darling. Okay, so there's our little bear. And we're going to put, let's do, so it really shows off, we're going to do a green backpack on him so you can really see it. And I'm not going to do two colors on that. I'm just going to leave one color on that. While I have the green in my hand, I'm going to go in on this little turtle over here. But Alan, you will be happy to know once I have the coloring done, it's just a very quick assembly.
After die cutting?
Well, yeah, after you die cut. Get him here. This is his little legs, little feet. So cute. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get him here over here too. I get a little carried away sometimes with the coloring. Let's see. This is his arm. And then here's his little leg. So cute. I think that that's part of his other little foot there. He's got his feet together. That's what it is. Okay. All right, so there's my green. Where's my darker green? So now I've got YG17. I'm just going to add a little bit here, underneath. Tiny little bit. And on him as well. There we go. And we're going to leave that like that. Next up, let's do, you know what, I'm going to color these the same because I think they're all colored the same as I look through them. So I'm going to do the, you know what, I'm not going to do them the same because what if they're different turtles? So I'm going to do this little one here with his baseball cap in red. So what if I want to have two turtles on there on the same, and they're not twins? Because they could be twins, but maybe they're not. Here's 24. And did you know, when you want to have really good shadowing that looks really, really good, or if you look at your color wheel and you look at the contrasting colors, the colors that are, there's a word for it I can't think of, that are opposite each other on the color wheel. So red and green are opposite on the color wheel. If I were to take my green in here for some of that shadow, it looks stunning. Just a little tip. So look how beautiful that looks. Isn't that great? One of my favorite things to do with colors when you start to, you know, play with them and kind of shadow with them a little bit. So I'm not going to do it so much. I don't want to get that kind of depth. I could do it on my little, you know, turtle. I could use the opposite of the green, which would be the red, but I don't want to get that in there. I just thought I would play with that and kind of show you that while we were while I was coloring his little red hat. So I'm going to go ahead with E13 and I'm going to get his shell. I am going to color the shells the same color. So this guy here, let me look at where's my picture. We want to get the shell on the front of him as well. So you get your base coat down. Here. There we go. And then I'm going to go to E08, just a little bit in here. And a little bit on here. And then E09, I think it is, E09. And then we'll kind of blend that in a bit. bring it all together with E13. Just to soften the difference in the color a little bit and blend it in together. There we go. Don't want those little white spots. I don't like leaving white spots. Okay, so his hat I'm going to do in blue. So here's B21. Let's add a little bit of color in there. And then B23 I'm going to use. Blend that back in together a bit with 21. There we go. If you want to get crazy, you could grab like a little N, like this N3, and I could add a little bit of shadow in there with my N as well. N is a neutral, which means it doesn't have a blue or a brown undertone to it. So it's a good shadow really for any color if you wanted. If you have your, your C's, which would be your cool grays, you could shadow your cool colors. So this is what we've got here so far. Okay, let's see. We need to color some more things in here. So let's go ahead and put some color on his little bag here. In this yellow. There we go. And then we've got a book over here. Oops. So let's get the pages with E31. And then let's do this book in, let's do the book in blue. There we go. So we have a nice little mix of colors. They're all the same colors. We're just mixing them up throughout, which is really nice. So everything's going to kind of coordinate nicely together. Leave some of the area a little bit lighter, so the light is hitting it. Okay. And now let's move to, I don't know if we're going to get all of these guys colored up, but we'll see. So I'm going to grab B21. I'm going to get a nice combination of them done at least. Ooh, let's do, before I do that, let's put a little bit of red on his little tie here, his little bow tie. That is just darling. And we're going to give him a golden beak here. And then I'm going to go in, oops, I'm making a mess. Oh, good thing I can cover and clean everything up though. Look at that.
Squeaky clean.
Squeaky clean. It's a wonderful thing about the glass mat. It cleans up really easily.
I'm surprised you didn't pull out the B-22s.
The what?
B-22s.
The B-22s?
Isn't that music band?
B-52s.
B-52. Oh. Like the airplane?
Yeah, the B-52s.
Okay.
That was actually, do we have any B-52s fans watching tonight? That was one of my absolute favorite. I used to listen to B-52s and David Bowie like you wouldn't believe. Love, love, love. Okay, so let's get a little bit of blue kind of highlighting or shadowing around his face, just to give him a little bit of curvature, a little bit of natural curvature, so to speak. A little bit for his little belly there too. Just kind of gives a little bit of life to him. Just a teeny tiny little bit. B21. So I'm literally just bouncing back and forth between the same colors as I do this. There we go. And he is done. See how easy they are to color? Super duper easy. So we're going to start in on this little apple here. This one, it has a bite taken out of it, so I want to make sure I go around that. Again, I'm doing a red apple because I like red apples. Here's 24. And then a little bit with 27. There we go. And then I'm going to fill in with the R22 in the middle, just to bring that to life a bit. Put a tiny little bit of green on that little leaf there. There we go. Oh, Barbara is a Granny Smither. I've got to say, I like Granny Smith apples when it comes to like apple pie, when it comes to baking. That's when I like a Granny Smith apple.
Yes. Green apples are best for...
Yes, for baking, they're absolutely the best. But when it comes to just biting into an apple, I like it to be sweet.
I like it to be cut up.
You like it to be cut up? You're funny. Okay, so now I've got the ends going on here. We're just going to give this little mouse some color because they're the cutest, sweetest little things to color. Really easy to color. He just needs a tiny bit of color on him. And we are going to give him a pink ear. So put that pink in his ear. That's the R22 in his little ear. Okay, so let me see. How many little characters do we have here? I'm gonna do one more, and I'm gonna color this little guy in right here. Left, right, books, all that good stuff. Let's do this one, and then we're gonna start putting these together. So, let's color it like we're showing it here. I think that'll be cute. So we're actually gonna do him in a little bit of yellow, kind of in the center. What is this, a badger? Is that what he is? I'm not even sure. He's so cute. I don't know why he's yellow, but he's cute in yellow. And we're going to go with it. He's not going to be, like, incredible. I am going to soften that yellow a little bit. Get some golden in here. And I'm going to soften it a little bit with E13. Just a tiny bit. There we go. I think that looks cute. We're going to take a little bit of gray around his face, just to kind of contour it, and it's going to make him look more like he's white everywhere. These are my ends. N0 is one of my favorites. There you go, just a tiny, tiny little bit there. And I do want to give him a little bit of a pink cheek with an R20, because I think it'll be cute. Tiny little bit of pink there, a little bit of pink here. Why not? A little bit for that guy too. Oh, and let's do a tiny little bit of this lighter pink. This pink that I'm doing now is R20. We're going to give a little bit of that in the ears there. Now, he has got a little book. I don't know if I have a light enough color. I'm actually going to go into my Copics here and grab a lighter color. Let's see, what do I have here? Let's do an E30. So I grabbed an E30 for the inside of this book. I think it'll look better. There you go, just a little bit. But I am going to take E31 around the edge, just a little bit kind of up from those corners, because books get used, right? It gives it a little bit of definition. Let's give him a pretty kind of green, green crayon or pencil or whatever it is that he's working with. And then I think this is clip of some sort. Let's do that in a pretty blue. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a clip. There we go. And I do want to get the bottom of this book here a little bit where in that darker E31. Okay. So I think this is a really good assortment. Gosh, I just want to get those colored up. You guys are going to kill me if I color more, aren't you?
Yes.
Ah!
Yes.
It drives me nuts that they're not colored, but we're going to move on. If I need one of them colored, I will do it. But I'm going to start positioning all my dies. I am going to put dies on those so we can get those cut just in case I need them when I start putting everything together.
Maybe just make them white.
No, I'm not going to just
Little
leave them in.
shading on.
No, I'm not going to just leave them in white. No, 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 no. Okay, let me get my dies out.
Make polar bear white.
They're not polar bears, honey.
I mean,
Okay, so let's see. Let's start. Who do we have? Bum, bum, bum. This is where the fun is, trying to figure out what goes where. This one, I believe, goes here. And then this one goes here. Here he is. Is this the one? Yep. Here's our other little turtle. And here's our sitting turtle. Here's our little mouse. And then we need our book with the worm. And then the other book here. And then, let's see, this one is the little guy running, and this one goes here. I mean, you can really tell by the shape of them what goes where. Oh, I forgot him. Let's get him. He's right here. Okay. Thank you, Sharon. The magic definitely happens when you die cut them. So let me see if I can get these lined up right. Helps if I don't move. All right, I've got to move it closer to me because I'm trying not to get my head in the camera. There we go. Now, for those of you that don't like it when I use a lot of tape, look away. Because I use a lot of tape. And I'm not gonna stop. You spend all that time coloring and you want to make sure that things don't move. Because if they move, guess what? You gotta do it again. So I do put tape on them so that they don't move. And yes, I'm sure there are some people cringing right now as I do this, but do you really want to sit and watch me color them again? Ah, Barbara says sometimes I cut before coloring. I can see that. I can see that. I'm not sure my hands could do that very well though. Because they are small. Like I think it's easier to do that when you have a larger image. But these are smaller. And my arthritic hands don't hold on to them very well. Oh, Mr. Hunt, what are you doing?
They're asking about, what is it, Friday Frenzy sales.
Oh.
I'm like, no!
We were actually going to have one until Alan decided to wipe out on his motorcycle. So,
But you probably weren't going to tell me until the order started.
well, you know, hey. It is kind of a, you know, all of a sudden we do it kind of thing. We are going to, you know, be planning some things for once, you know, for when Alan is recovered. So everybody
I don't think
See-
I'm going to recover anytime soon.
Say prayers for Alan's quick recovery. If for no other reason.
Yeah, doesn't sound like fun.
There we go. Barbara says, I lined up images on tape to color, a la Jen Circus. I can't say her last name right now. Shirkus? Is it Shirkus or Circus? I'm never sure. Circus doesn't sound right. Is it Shirkus? I don't know. I'm terrible at pronouncing people's names. Okay, so from here, we're gonna hand this over. Get these little bad boys cut.
But
I
we
put
know
something
that-
on the screen here for you because I got to hold the machine while Alan cuts because he's only got one hand right now.
Wing.
Yeah, he's only got one wing. There you go.
Here, let me
All right,
try.
here, let me do it.
I'll keep the action.
Mr. Not So Much Help Alan tonight. There we
I know
go.
that Linda Higgins got the class late.
Why?
So she said, oh no, what happened to Alan?
Oh.
She snuck in the back door.
Ah. Okay, so in the interest of time, I am going to pop all these out and I'm not going to put all my dies back on camera. So I'll just put them off over there. But looky, looky, looky. Look at my little guys. They're just so cute. Here we go. There we go. Look at how cute. Oh my gosh. I mean, they're seriously the cutest little things. All right, so here's one that's not colored, just in case I need to color him. I'm so sorry we're going over tonight. This is what happens when I color. This is why I don't color all the time. I'm a slow colorer. There we go. So do we have any Suits fans watching? I started watching Suits because I had nothing to watch. I did not want to get into a big, 9-season show. And then I had nothing to watch, and now I can't stop watching. Oh my goodness. I'm on, I think, season 5 now, and I haven't even been watching that long. Oh, Sharon, you've never heard of Suits? It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix, and it's actually really it's really good. I mean, it has its moments where it's really, really good, and then it has its moments where you go, oh, come on.
It's good.
But for the most part, it's really good.
It's good
Okay.
for about 3 or 4 episodes.
That's not true. Alan's not a big fan of it, but I like it a lot. Okay, so now we're going to start kind of playing, and this is where I'm going to pull my stamps back out, and I'm going to figure out what my little scenes are going to look like. I'm going to pull those 2 out of there. So if I'm going to have, let's say, on here, I've got some sentences here. You've got this, and I believe in you. So I'm going to put I believe in you here. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this, because it's going to be darling. I believe in you. I don't want it all the way at the bottom. Okay, so a quick little sentiment.
Beth Malone says she's currently watching. Maybe you guys can watch it together.
Oh, Beth's watching it right now?
Yeah.
How can you be watching me if you're watching it? Look how cute that is. I'm going to do that one more time. Yes, it is the show that Meghan Markle was on. So there's I believe in you. right, so there's one. I believe in you. Let's do another one here. Let's put this one here. And let's go with, I'm going to go with the shorter sentiment here that says, I'm going to go with good luck on this one. Great thing about a circle die, if your sentiment isn't straight, it doesn't matter. Just turn it a little bit.
Roll with it.
Roll 'em. Roll with it, baby. Uh-oh. But see, well, I think I just moved it, so I'm not going to ink it and stamp it again, because I think I just moved the circle.
I don't think you put a magnet on it.
Yeah, I don't think the magnet is hitting it either, but I'm not going to redo it because I know I won't have it lined up again and I don't want to mess it up. And then the other one already has the love you. So those are our sentiments. You put my inks away. This away. And let's start assembling. So fun. So this is going to go on here. I am going to actually put this flat on it. Just center that. I'm centering it on my little double stitching. There we go. And then this is going to go flat on my card. I'm actually going to do this way. Which way? Look, you even see that cute little pattern in the back. So it's even finished from the back, and you can stamp your own little stamp there. So let me go ahead. I'm going to pop this one up on a little foam. A couple of pieces of foam here. Just so it stands up a tiny little bit. Show a little bit of dimension. And then this one is going to go flat on my card again. I'm going to do it this way once again from the back because the back is smaller than the front, so it helps me line it up better. And then this is going to go on there just flat. Make sure I'm opening it in the way. Now you can have these open from the side if you want, or just opening from the front or from the bottom up, however you want to do it. But this one I'm going to actually line up on my board and make sure everything is straight. Lower this down. Actually, let me see something. Should be, yep, so I want to put that right to the edge because they're the same size. There we go. And then this one, I'll put my little characters on in a minute. This one, I'm going to line up the love you with my little blue square here so that it's showing through. Now this, my edges are going to go on here, and I'm going to put this right in the center. I'm going to have it all flat, okay? But first I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to use a little bit of liquid adhesive for this one because I'm only going to catch the edges. There we go. Lay this piece down. Just let that set for a moment. Wipe off any excess if any glue comes out. But it'll dry. It'll dry clear. Our glue is white, but it dries clear. Okay. So now I can lay this right in here, and it's going to be just perfect. And I am going to put that down flat. And what's nice is you'll see all of the stitching and the line around it, so you see all of that detail, which is really pretty, I think. There we go. So cute. All right, now it's character time. So let me get some scissors. We're running so far overboard. Okay. Let's line these babies up. I'm going to put some, what can I do? I'm going to do these two like this. I think that's super, super cute. So let me put a tiny little bit of foam behind each of those. So this is a really cool thing too, to show you that because you don't have to have a whole bunch of characters. So all of these little characters that I did, that I colored in, I'm just going to lay there gently. Just in case I want to move it, I'm not going to press it down. And he is walking and reading a book. Or maybe he's reading to his little friend there. How cute.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any hands to hold the book.
Look how cute. I mean, it's simple, but it is so, so cute. Oh my gosh, how darling. Now, how about this one? I mean, seriously, put a little note in there. I love you. I hope you're having a spectacular day. I mean, just so darling. How about, who do we have here? We have this little guy. Let's see, I kind of like having him in the middle. Oh, what if we put him on top of the books? Put him here and him on top of the books. That's kind of cute. And then we can have the little bear sitting here. That's darling. Do you like that?
Yep.
I think that's really cute. So I'm going to put some foam on the back of them. See, cute and easy. Just grab the little characters and start arranging and just start playing. This little guy only needs a tiny little one. And that's too big. Actually, I'm going to put the smaller piece on the books and the taller piece on the bear. Okay, so I'm going to start in the center where we have the books standing here. And then we're going to put the little guy here. He's got the apple for the teacher. He's up here on the books. And then this little guy is sitting here reading. And who else did I have? Our little bear. It's like they're all just in the classroom. How cute. And then we still have one more. And how about we could just put him up top here. I kind of wish I had one going this direction again. But I could have him here and then I can have him straight here. So let's do that. So, foam. I didn't even need to color up those other little characters. I had plenty. All right, so we'll put our little turtle over here. Love you. And we'll put him here. There we go. And if I had colored these up, I could do a whole other card. Here's my other logo. This is my little leftover guy here. So here's 3 really sweet little note cards that you could put in any lunchbox. And they're just darling. I love them. I love them. You could put a little note on the inside there. They're even cute when you see the back of the paper because our papers are double-sided. So, so cute. Put any little note in there that you want. Look how cute. I mean, think about it. You could even make, I mean, with any stamps that you have, you can make little notes. You can make little tags. I mean, Christmas is coming up. And instead of putting little tags and stuff, you could do little things like this for special little presents that you want to give with special little notes. And any other little characters. We've got other Pocket Pals characters that would work just beautifully for any birthday, for any holiday, for anything. Or just for any occasion at all. All right? Well, I'm so happy to say that worked out. Never know, because I didn't make samples beforehand, so I never know exactly if it's going to work, but I really, really like them. I think they're so, so cute. I think they're just darling. Yay. Yep, they are. They're so fun. So cute. Okay, so we always do a giveaway. Should we do a giveaway, Alan?
No giveaways.
We're going to do a giveaway. Today's giveaway is going to be, now make sure you have a comment out there, because the only way we know you're here is if you've left a comment. The only way we can choose your name is if you've left a comment, and you have to be here to win. So the giveaway is actually going to be the double-stitched scallop square die set. So this top die set here is going to be the giveaway for tonight. So Alan is going to choose somebody's name. That way you can make your own little lunchbox notes.
Susan Tuffley Bailing.
Susan Tuffley Bailing? Is that right? Susan, you are tonight's winner. I don't see the name on the screen right now. It must have gone up. So Susan Tuffling Bailey. I'm hoping I got that right. You are tonight's winner. You have won the double-stitched scallop square. That's this top die set right here. There's 2 dies in that. So congratulations. I need you, please, to send your complete name and address to customer service at ldrscreative.com, and we will get your dies out to you. It's going to be early next week because Alan has to go into surgery tomorrow morning. So it's going to be early next week before we're shipping again. We won't be shipping over the weekend. So, but anyway, congratulations, Susan. Yay! Thank you so much for being here tonight. And thank you to everybody else who joined us tonight, and for everybody who's stuck with us. I know we're almost a half an hour over, but I do appreciate it, and I hope it was worth it for you guys. I really enjoyed making these and spending this time with you. So if all goes well for Alan tomorrow, crossing our fingers, we will be back here next Thursday, same time, same place. I have no idea what we're going to be playing with. It might be letterpress, because I'm anxious to play with some letterpress again, so it might be that. So everybody's wishing you a good luck on your surgery, Alan, and wishing you happy, healthy, and quick healing. So everybody have a great rest of your evening. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you here next week. Crossing our fingers. Bye, everybody.